I don't know what to say. I have a lot of things to say, but I don't know where to start from. I don't know where to start from. I think I'll start by rendering an unreserved apology once again to Manchester United fans. Honestly, I know about the joy of newness when it comes to managerial changes. I know when a new manager comes, the way he hits the ground running and all that. I know all that, but this is different. This is different. Come on, this is mind blowing. What they did against Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium can at least be explained. Oh yes, number one, new manager. Number two, Man City have not won a Premier League game this year from January. They've had 3 draws till the Man United game. Number four, it was a Manchester derby at Old Trafford. So it was shocking, but it could be explained. But you see that performance yesterday at the Ashburton Grove. Hey. Wow. Well, what I can say is, I think what we need to do is to go to Amagun Zenkano and bring Ruben Amorim and sack him again, rehire him again, and sack him for a third time. In fact, sacking him 3 times will not be enough. I think he needs to be arrested, alongside his wife. Because his wife is his accomplice. And also his children. Arrest them and jail them for 1 week. That guy wanted to wreck Manchester United. Honestly. And now when you see Man United win a game like they did yesterday, everybody's mouth agape. Everybody's trying to understand how it happened. Bye. I wish the words can come out, because this is out of this world. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, you know, if you're a football head, that the last time Arsenal considered 3 goals in a game in the Premier League was on the 5th of December 2023, 3 years ago. 5th of December 2023. It was against Luton Town at Kenilwood Road. I remember Arsenal beat them 4-3. Then many Arsenal fans were angry. Why allow Luton Town score 3 goals against? Arsenal won that game, but that was the last time Arsenal considered 3 goals in the Premier League. Who you be to score 3 goals against Arsenal? The last time Arsenal considered 3 goals and lost a game at the Ashburton Grove was on the 15th of February 2023. 3 years ago. Next month, or 3 years. Kevin De Bruyne scored the first goal for Man City. Jack Grealish got the second goal. And Erling Haaland got the third. Bukayo Saka managed to score from the penalty spot to make it 3-1. That was the last time Arsenal considered 3 goals and lost the game at the Ashburton Grove. The last time Arsenal lost a game at home at all was last season, on the 5th of May 2025, last season, against AFC Bournemouth. Until Manchester United came to the Emirates. 17 games this season they have not lost at home. Until Manchester United came to the Emirates. Ladies and gentlemen, before we start the show, please, I beg, whether you like them or not, whether you understand it like me, I don't understand it. In fact, today's show, I would want somebody to explain it to me. That thing that happened yesterday, I don't have the explanation. That is, completely. I am a complete Obalonkuti this afternoon. But whether you're in my camp or not, please, let us applaud Manchester United or Dimpa. Machuku qualify, please. Qualify Dimpa. In that game yesterday, Arsenal did not create any clear-cut chance. In fact, the real clear-cut chance they created was that beginning of the game header from Martin Zubimendi that Sean Lemons saved. Minus that. Their first goal was an own goal, a deflected shot by Martin Odegaard. Their second goal was a goal mass scramble from a set piece. Manchester United scored 2 contenders for the goal of the season. Just na kwaka wachu. Na kwaka. The same Kobe Mainu that couldn't function under Walker Magunzankano, who was hell-bent on destroying that boy and that club. He held the midfield like a master yesterday. Casemiro was a general, marshalling things in the defensive midfield. Bruno Fernandes was enjoying his game up front. Patrick Chinaza Beredogu. Oh, look at Matthews Cunha. Brandon Buma accepted that gift from Zubimendi and said, thank you very much, sir. Beat the goalkeeper in between him and Piero Hincapi of Fanyana. Oh my. Na kwaka wachuku. Na kwaka. Honestly, Man United, see, I don't know. How did you do that? How? How did you do that? And then you hear people say things like, oh, whenever they get a new manager, they always start off like this. No, please, don't go there. No. You don't start off by beating Manchester City and Arsenal back to back in the space of 1 week. Scoring 5 goals in the process. In fact, it was so bad in the Manchester derby that Pep Guardiola himself said that even if Diogo Dalot was given a red card for that his first challenge on Jeremy Doku, that Man United would have still beaten them with 10 men. Man United would have scored around 7 goals in that game. And then yesterday they stood on. Do you know, please, can somebody remind me when Arsenal, the last time Arsenal lost a game after taking the lead? The last time Arsenal won a game, lost a game after taking the lead at the Ashburton Grove. Patrick Ifadeba, please help me. Some of these my friends who know records very well, I beg, help me. I just remember that one. I couldn't check before I started the show. The last time Arsenal lost a game after taking the lead, who you be? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first time Arsenal considered 3 goals at home with Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba starting the game since 15th of February 2023. What? Come on, ordinary simple Manchester United. In fact, let's start the show. Don't worry. Good afternoon to you now when you win Melozo. I was supposed to first of all say good afternoon and welcome you properly to your number 1 station on radio, Sapiencia fans on 95.3 FM, Radio Sapiencia. I just hope na make we tata because Man United, this thing they did yesterday is enough to well. I'm going to start from other talking points and then end with Man United because if I continue, I mean, because I don't understand what happened yesterday. But big ups to Manchester United fans. Big ups to Michael Carrick. Welcome to Old Trafford. I think Man United are really back to the glory days, honestly. Because at some point, Walker Magunzankano reduced that club to a nightclub. Honestly, he reduced that club to a nightclub. And when people talk about the joy of newness, I've talked about this here. When Walker Magunzankano came, Ruben Amorim, his first game was against Ipswich Town. That was on the 24th of November 2024 at the Portland Stadium. Go and look at that game. Oh, absolute nonsense in that game. His first game against a club that was about to be relegated. Even the Everton, the Man United beat 3-0. Afterwards, the performance was very poor. The same joy of newness. Oh, new manager. Blah, 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 right? But don't worry, let's start the show. Thank you very much for tuning in. God bless you real good. If you're watching me live, I celebrate you. Daluno, thank you. If you're listening via your radio set, God bless you guys. Thank you very much. Indeed, I'll continue to adore you. I always embrace you. And I'll never forget to celebrate you. I love you all to the moon and back. Good afternoon to you and welcome. Now, let's talk about the game of all games. Arsenal versus Manchester United. Arsenal versus Manchester United. Somebody write glory, glory, Man United in the comment section. Please, whether you're a Chelsea fan or an Arsenal fan, just write glory, glory, Man United in the comment section. Very, very important. All the camper. Celebrate with them, so on your own day we'll celebrate with you. Very important. Those guys are warlords, I'm telling you. Those guys are warriors. They have never said that attitude is something I can never wrap my head around. They don't take no for an answer. They don't stop coming at you. There's something Michael Carrick did to this team, among so many other things. So, because if I'm America, there's something he did to this team I want people to pay attention to. Especially coming up against the big boys. I still have my reservations though, because I don't know how he will set up when he comes up against the smaller teams. But then these two big games he played, if this guy in a Mebo, he sets up in such a way that his left wing and his right wingers join the right back and the left back respectively. Let me tell you what I mean. Left back was Luke Shaw. Right back was Diego Dalot. Right wing was Amad Diallo. Left wing was Patrick Dogu. Whenever Arsenal attacks Manchester United from the wings, you see Patrick Dogu and Luke Shaw. You don't see only Luke Shaw. When they go from the right, you see Amad Diallo and Diego Dalot. Then, when they set up, that's how they set up basically. They set up with that low block attitude. But once you lose the ball, the time it takes them to go from post to post is with speed of lightning. I don't know. That team is really doing well, I'm telling you. The way they set up 4-2-3-1, what Man United were doing, even under Woken Sube, Eric Ten Hag, that Nwakamagun Zenkanu came to destroy with his three at the back that never worked. It never worked. It works in big games for him. The reason it was working was he was playing 5 defenders basically, because his 2 wing backs are defenders, right? And then he tries not to concede, banks on an error or maybe one counter attack to score. But the football was never interested. This time, 4 at the back, central defenders, Lisandro Martinez, the Butcher, and Harry Maguire. Defensive midfielder Casemiro, central midfielder Kobe Maino, Bruno Fernandes attacking midfielder, Brandon Mbeumo out and out striker, Patrick Dogu to the left, Amad Diallo to the right. First 30 minutes of that game, Arsenal were in total control. In total control. Manchester United were playing their low block and bidding their time. On the 29th minute, there was a long pass from Declan Rice from the left to Bukayo Saka on the right. Bukayo Saka came up against Patrick Dogu. That was Patrick Dogu and Luke Shaw. So he tried to dribble, it was difficult. He played the pass from in between Dogu and Luke Shaw up to the right side of the 6-yard box to Martin Odegaard. Odegaard took a shot, but he miscued. But fortunately for Odegaard, Licha the Butcher, that's Lisandro Martinez, Nwoko Obosi, scored an own goal. The ball hit him and entered the post. And that's now we are 1 goal up. As soon as Arsenal scored, they never put they never put a foot right again until Manchester United scored the second goal. Honestly, they got very confused because Manchester United came fully out. Immediately they considered our first goal. On the 37th minute, Martin Zubimendi did promo. He made a bad back pass. I think the pass was intended for his goalkeeper. But then, by the time he played the pass, he Bryan Mbeumo on the edge of the 18-yard box. Mbeumo got the ball, ran to the goalkeeper, dribbled the goalkeeper. In between the goalkeeper and Piero Hincapi, he scored a beautiful goal to make it 1-1. That was Mbeumo's 8th Premier League goal in 18 Premier League games this season. His 50th Premier League goal in 154 games for both Brentford and Manchester United. Indeed, Bryan Mbeumo is the first Manchester United player to score against Arsenal, score against Manchester City, and score against Liverpool in one season. Since Marcus Rashford did it in 2023. In fact, he's the first player to do it in his debut season. That is his very first season since this guy decided from Arsenal. Robin Van Persie in 2013. Yes, in 2013 he scored against Arsenal, home and away, scored against Man City, home and away, scored against Liverpool. So Mbeumo is the first person to do it in his debut season since Robin Van Persie in 2012-2013 season. Take a bow, son. On the 49th minute, Luke Shaw from deep inside Man United's half played a pass to my dear brother Patrick Chinaze Beledogu. On the Kulu village Umoji, on the Kunnem. And they couldn't American. Patrick Dogu is from there. And that's the truth, though. This is not me joking with footballers and towns. He's actually from Umoji. He's from Ekulu village, Umoji. So, Patrick Dogu, as soon as he got the pass, he did a double 1-2 with Bruno Fernandes. Martin Zubimendi didn't know what hit him. The rock solid Arsenal defensive midfielder. He played the first pass to Bruno. Bruno returned to Dogu. Dogu played pass to Bruno. Bruno, with the side of his boot, scooped the ball back to Patrick Dogu. Dogu controlled with his left thigh, but the ball hit his hand a little. But his hand was on his body. And the ball fell in front of Dogu. Dogu was 23 yards away from goal. With his left foot, one knee for shot. Oh, Jesus, Onumoji. A shot. The ball hit the inside of the bar, hit on the ground and hit the inside of the post. At that time, it was 2-1. Meanwhile, that was Patrick Dogu's 6th goal contribution since Wakamagun Zankano left. His 6th goal contribution to Manchester United. Ruben Amorim. Just some earlier Bella. Patrick Dogu, 3 goals, 3 assists, 6 goal contributions. Meanwhile, Bruno Fernandes assisted that goal, I just remembered. That was Bruno Fernandes' 61st assist in 215 games in the Premier League. 61st assist. Indeed, he has the highest assist this season in the Premier League. More than any other player, alive or dead, this season in the Premier League. He has 10 assists. Second highest is Ryan Cherki with 7 assists. Third is Jack Grealish with 6. Before you see Magalhaes with 5. Bruno Fernandes has 10. Wow. Feel the magic in the air. Be the richest man alive. Feel the joy in the air. Be the baddest man alive. Meanwhile, if Bruno Fernandes makes 1 more assist, he will be ahead of Riyad Mahrez, who is also on 61. He will be at par with Roberto Solano, Newcastle United, who is on 62. He will be at par with Matt Letizia, of Southampton, who is on 62 as well. He'll be 2 behind Trent Alexander-Arnold, who's on 64. Take a bow, son. I'm talking about the list of highest assists of all time in the Premier League. Now, fast forward to the 84th minute. Arsenal struck again. See, if you're an Arsenal fan, we're praying every morning. Remember this guy called Nicolas Jova. We're praying every morning. That's if you want to win the league. Of course, you're going to win the league. If you want to win at least a cup double this season, because the guy is the reason why. Yes, I know. They say goals win you games. Defense wins you titles, right? But see that Nicolas Jova, most of the goals you have scored have been from set pieces. And he's the one as your set piece manager. He stands side by side with Mikel Arteta every single game on the touchline. That guy has a direct... Since I started watching football, and I've watched football for a very long time, sir. Since I started watching football, I've never seen anybody. In fact, I've never identified a set piece manager before. I may know the person's name for banter's sake, but I've never really seen anybody and say, oh, this is so club set piece manager until Nicolas Jova came. The guy has direct impact. Arsenal scores with set pieces almost every game. On the 84th minute, it was a corner kick from the right side, taken by Bukayo Saka. Straight to the 6-yard box. There was a goal mouth scramble. Everybody was all over the place. But somehow, some way, the ball must fall to an Arsenal player. It fell to Mikel Merino. Just inside of the 6-yard box, he tapped the ball. And then the Lord thought he had kicked it out. But it crossed over the line. With goal line technology, the referee pointed to the center of the pitch. At that time, it was 2-2. Then 3 minutes after that goal was scored, ladies and gentlemen, at the 87th minute, Manchester United struck again. Chai! The move started with Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes to Kobe Mainu. Kobe Mainu was around 30 yards away from goal. Led the pass to Matheus Cunha. Matheus Cunha took some steps, got to 23 yards away from goal, and took a shot from just facing the goalkeeper in front of the 18-yard, but 23 yards away. He took a shot, bent it up, a banana shot. That is, it was a coiler. Fania Nantinet, David Raya, full length, couldn't get to the ball. That was how Man United beat us now 3-1.